You're watching Sinistermoon's Retro Reviews, and I'm a snake. I'm a sorry little snake.
Hey everybody. Today I want to give you a look at a failed console from 1977. This is the RCA Studio 2 Home TV Programmer. Try saying that 10 times fast. Anyhow, this came out like a few months after the Fairchild Channel F, and so this thing was basically dead on arrival. It was outdated before it was even put out. It's only a black and white console. It's basically like a glorified Pong unit. It has a built-in speaker, and it just isn't that good. I would say maybe about 9-10 months later, Atari put out the VCS and just totally took over the market, and things like this just were discontinued. This thing didn't even make it to 1978. It didn't sell well at all. There's the RF box. It's very similar to the 4-port Atari 5200 one, where you actually plug the console directly into it, as well as the power adapter. And so this thing, I didn't get it with the original power adapter, but it does work just fine off an Atari 2600 power adapter. And this thing was not looking good when I first got it. Like, this thing was completely ripped off, and so I had to cut it down and put a couple of them guys on there, get this thing on there. It was really beat up. All the chrome was missing on it, and so I used this liquid chrome pen to put the chrome back on there and make it look a little more presentable. This is every game ever put out for the console right here, including the ones that are built into the unit. You can see that they have these metal posts here, and so when you go to stick a cartridge in, they have holes on either side. And I'm putting that in the wrong way, aren't I? Yes, I am. Goes in like that. Here's what the manuals look like. And here's what a box game looks like. This is the only box game that I have for the console. Math Fun. So it just opens up like that. There's the cartridge. Got the instruction manual underneath there. Anyhow, let's go ahead and hook this up and play some of this. We're going to try out every game that was ever put out for it. Alright, so I got it all hooked up, and you'll see that it's not turned on, and there's no power switch on the console itself. Let me show you what's actually on here. So you got keypad A and keypad B, and then you got a clear button, which is essentially reset. On the bottom of the console, you have a channel selector, so you can do either channel 2 or channel 3, and you got sound off or on. And there's the rest of the label there. And this has been opened. I opened it. The keypads were all smashed in when I got it, so I had to fix those. Either way, if you go back over to this guy here, you'll notice that on the side it says TV in Studio 2, and so turning it to Studio 2 is actually what turns the console on. Watch this. See? And so, kind of a bad design there. You might need to get like a little adapter or something to extend that out closer to the console, because if that thing is behind your TV, that's going to be problematic. Anyhow, so let's start with the first built-in game. In order to get to the first built-in game, which is called Doodle, you press 1 on keypad A, and you can use keypad B to draw. You can position it, and then just press 5, and then you can start drawing like this. And yeah, it seems to work really well. You can go back up the line that you've already made. And if you want to make some space, then you just press 5 again. Or maybe not. Oh, 0. Okay. Yes! You can do diagonals as well, which I didn't do until the end there. But yeah, you get the point. That's Doodle. Alright, so the next game is called Patterns, and you're going to access that by pressing 2 on keyboard A. And then after that, you can just make a simple pattern, and it will animate it for you. And so they have some example ones in the manual, and so I'm just going to do one of those. This one is 666 22 and then 0 to animate that little tiny little thing on the screen, just like that. And this is actually a lot of fun to watch. Just kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. So the next game is bowling, and so you press 3 on keypad A, and it's a 2-player game, and you have different ways to actually throw the ball. So you can do kind of like an up hook or a down hook or just straight. And so I tend to just go straight like this. And you can get a spare, you can get a strike, and the top score or the highest score that you can achieve is going to be 200 instead of 300 like a standard game of bowling. So there's my turn, and now it's the next person's turn. And so we'll switch over here. Ooh, that was kind of crappy. Alright, so maybe we could do like an up hook. Try to get some of these over here. Let's give that a try once it gets down here again. And you can see it going up like that. Almost got the spare if it wasn't for that last pin there. But yeah, this is actually pretty fun. So far, I think this is my favorite game that's built into the console. So next up is Freeway. You enter that game by pressing 4 on keypad A, and then you can move with keypad B here. And so the object of this game is to finish the race as quick as possible. And wrecking or steering actually slows you down. And so you can actually go faster if you'd like by pressing 2 on keypad A, and you can see it ramps up the speed there like that. But it does make it a lot harder to dodge the cars that are coming at you. Yeah. Last but not least, when it comes to the built-in games, is Addition. So you access that by pressing 5 on the A keypad, and what's going to happen is they're going to put a series of numbers on the screen, and you try to add them up and you put it in with the keyboard. There's not a whole lot to this game, so let's go ahead and move on to the first cartridge game. So this one's called Fun with Numbers. It has 3 games on it. Guess the number with 1 player, guess the number with 2 players, or reverse. You start up guess the number by pressing A1, and it kind of brings it up. And so this is you, and this is how many tries that you have, and this is the computer's number. And what you're going to do is you're going to select a 3-digit number, and at the bottom it'll give you little hints as to, you know, if you got any of them right. So we'll just try 420, and it says nope. And so how about 666, and it says 4. Okay. So that's interesting. It's like, okay, well, what's it really trying to tell me? The other game on the cartridge is called Reverse, and you access that by pressing A3, and it's going to bring up 3 different numbers, and it's kind of a puzzle game or something. I don't know, man. This is called Fun with Numbers, but I'm not having any fun with these numbers, so I'm going to move on to the next game. Next up is Blackjack. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and press 1 to start the game. And we're going to press 0 to cut the cards, and I'm going to bet $1. You have $200 to start with. So he has a king and a card that I can't see. I have an ace and a 5, and so I'm going to go ahead and hold, and he has 20, so he won. And so let's go ahead and bet 3 this time. And so what is that? That's 14, and he has a 2 showing, so I'm going to go ahead and hit by pressing 1, and that kind of raised me up a little bit. I'm going to stand with that, and he just went over, so I won. And so there you go, there's Blackjack. It works. I actually kind of like this. Now next up we have Biorhythm from the TV Mystic series. It displays your physical, emotional, and intellectual biorhythm cycles. So what you do with this one is you press 0 on keyboard A, and that's going to bring that up. And then what you do is you enter your birth date. So I'm just going to say that I was born the first month, 13th day in 1977, which isn't true, but and then from there you actually put in the start date of the biorhythm. And so I'm going to say that the start date of the biorhythm happens 01/13/1978, and then it's going to go ahead and make that biorhythm. And so the P is physical, E is emotional, and I is intellectual cycles. And that's it. That's the entire game right there. Congrats, you just played Biorhythm for the Studio 2. So next up we have Space War. It has two games, horizontal intercept and vertical intercept. So we'll go ahead and start with the horizontal intercept. And so you're going to press A1 to start. And so A2 fires your rockets. You got 20 rockets. These are your points here. And you actually use B4 and B6 to steer the rocket. So you fire it, steer it into the rock or whatever it is. Asteroid maybe. And this is the whole game right here. It's not very challenging. And it goes pretty quick actually. It's kind of fun, I guess. Like whenever I play games like this, I try to put myself in the moment. I try to pretend that it's 1977 and I haven't played any other home video game console yet, other than maybe a Pong machine. And I try to make believe that I'm experiencing this for the first time. And I gotta say, like, if you put yourself into that frame of mind, this isn't too bad. I guess it's kind of fun. Oh, I missed that one. Didn't have to put much effort into that. That should be the last rocket. So there it is. There's 140 points. And so let's go ahead and try the vertical intercept really quick. So you press clear to reset it. And then press the A3 key. And look at that. It kind of looks like Missile Command in a way. And then, or, you know, it actually kind of reminds me more of Atlantis now that I think about it. But so from there you go keys A2 and B2 to fire the rockets. So here's A2, here's B2. Doesn't look like I can move that target at all, so you're just trying to get it close maybe? Oh, that didn't seem good. Maybe I can try that again. What am I doing wrong here? Press key A3 to program. A2 and B2 fire rockets. No, that's it. I think I did it how you're supposed to. We'll try one more time though, because that clearly didn't work out too well. Okay, oh, come on. You can get it. Yeah. Alright. So this is a two-player game, I'm guessing, unless you are just trying to compete with yourself. Oh, look at that. You can fire them both at the same time. I'm winning. I'm beating myself. Okay. Well, now this game makes... Oh, and you can make it kind of... Oh, I see. Huh. Well, that's kind of cool. So far, I think that the Space War cartridge is my favorite. So... with that said, let's move on to the next one. Next up we have Speedway and Tag. To start Speedway, all you gotta do is press key 1 on the A side of things. And so what's happening here is this is a two-player game, and these are your cars. And you actually gotta go around this track 9 times. Whoever does that first wins, and you use the 2, 4, 6, and 8 keys, the ones with the arrows, to, you know, move your vehicle, well, your square, let's just be honest. And so you can, at least they thought about being able to differentiate the players, and it's really hard to talk over that, but you know, one of them looks like a 0, and then one of them is just solid. But you can see I made a lap already. I'm about ready to lap player 2. And when you kind of go up against the wall, it slows down your car, which I think is kind of a nice little detail for how basic this game is. And there's my second lap. But yeah, I think you get the point. So to start tag, you press 2 on the A keypad. And you can see that both of your players are just kind of moving up and down. And you move the players with the arrow keys, just like in the previous game. And so all you're doing here is you're just trying to touch the other person like that. If you do that, you score some points. And so you can also go backwards through the screen like that. Kind of makes it easier to get the other player. But yeah, unless you have another player to play this game with, it's pretty boring. Next up is Gunfighter and Moonship Battle. So Gunfighter has a 1-player and 2-player mode. We're obviously going to be doing the 1-player mode, and so there I am. And so on the B keypad, you actually use 2 and 8 to go up and down, but you have to press 5 to fire, and so it's a little awkward feeling. But the AI isn't as bad as you might think that it would be. They're actually kicking my ass. Oh. Yeah, you kind of got to use the cactus to kind of duck for cover every now and then. But yeah, it's really awkward feeling. But it does work, and it's kind of fun. So in order to start Moonship Battle, you press 3 on the A keypad. And this is actually a 2-player game. And so what you're doing here is you're flying around your ship, and you can fire with 5. And it shoots in whichever direction you went last. So we'll just go ahead and shoot this guy over here. As a matter of fact, let's get him real close to us, so I can just nail him full of bullets. Look at that. You are going down. At some point, maybe. Whatever. Well, oh, there it goes. Yeah, I kicked your ass. Next up, we got tennis and squash. So we'll go ahead and start off with squash, and you just press A1, and it kind of draws everything up there. And from there, you can actually select your paddle size. You can do small, medium, or large, 4, 5, or 6, and so we'll do large. And we'll go ahead and start the game somehow. I think you press 8. Yep. And from there you press 0, and then you can control it with 2 and 8. Just like this. Very basic. Nothing special here. It controls well. Alright, so now we'll do tennis, which is a 2-player game. You press A2, and it draws up the court. You got the center line there that represents the net. And I'm not exactly sure how to start this, but okay, that did it. And I believe you serve with 0. Yeah. Oh, hey, look, I got the big paddle and he got the small one. Haha, I got the advantage. You can set that, actually. Yeah, here it is. Very basic game of tennis. And next up we got math fun. I'm sure this is going to be a lot of fun. Alright, so it looks like you press on keyboard A, you go fast or slow, we'll go fast. Okay, and that little F popped up there. And then you select the type of problem, 10 problems in each series. And so we'll go addition, and a little plus comes up there. And select level of difficulty. Most difficult is 4, so we'll do 4. Whoa. That's hard, man. Blunk, blah, blah, blah. What is that? That's 8? 18. Yeah, damn it. Wasn't fast enough. Whoa, so that's 52. Okay, and I got some points for that. And that's 54. Got some more points for that. Anyhow, you can nice. But yeah, you get the point. You go through 10 of these, and then the next player goes, and they use the A pad or whatever, and at the end you see who has more points, and that's how you play Math Fun. Fun, right? And next up we have TV Schoolhouse. So with this game you actually need the manual because there's different tests that you're taking, and it's 2 players and you're competing against each other to see who can get the points first. And so there's all kinds of different tests in here. World capitals, interesting facts about presidents, constitutional amendments, decisive battles, women's achievements, state capitals. Well, and that's about it. And then it goes over to the mathematics. And then so you have some mathematic ones, Roman numerals, math mixture, division, sequences, multiplication, subtraction, that kind of thing. And so you can choose to go fast or you can go a little bit slower, give people more time to answer. So that's what we're going to do with A2. So we're going to go ahead and select 9 for state capitals. And so it wants to know which one is A. And so A is up there. And so which one is that? I don't know. St. Paul? Nope. F. Down there. That's, isn't that New Mexico? So Santa Fe? Got that one. We finally reached the last game. This is baseball. Let's play some baseball. All right, so with this baseball, you have your 4 bases, then you have your pitcher in the middle, and this line is your bat, and you'll see it come across the plate as you swing, and these are your outfielders. So if the batter hits the ball out there, you use 2 and 8 to move your outfielders to try to catch the ball. So we'll go ahead and let's see. So it's which button was it? 5. Okay, so there's me swinging the bat. So I'm gonna go ahead and pitch the ball. Yeah, and I caught it with the outfielder. And so there's an out. And over here you can see all the stats. And so there's 1 out. So boom, and that is a foul ball. That's why the F pops up over there. Another foul. And that's a home run. All right, go me. And you can see him go around the bases there. That's pretty cool, right? You know, it's very, very simplistic, but I actually kind of like this baseball. I mean, it gets to the point. It does what it needs to do. I think that was fun. I'm glad that I bought this thing. I never had it back in the day. I've known about it, but they don't pop up very often. I found one on eBay for a good price because it was untested. I took a chance. I bought it. I only had to buy a couple more games to have all the games, and it didn't really cost me a whole lot. So this is really just a collector's piece to me. I don't think I'll ever pull this thing out again. I'll probably play some more of that Space War and whatnot before I put it back in its box. But what do you think? Like, would you buy this in 2022 and beyond? Like, if you never had it back in the day and you have no nostalgia for it, would you actually buy this to play it? Or would you just buy it as a collector's piece like me? It is kind of neat to go back and play a Feld console like this, especially knowing what came after it and what came before it. Until next time, stay sinister.
Hey, this is Tommy Chong, and you've been watching Sinistermoon's Retro Reviews. It's far out, man, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Sinistermoon's Retro Reviews.